So I thought I'd do a quick video this evening on breakouts and a couple of things to look for. As I feel at the moment, looking at the price, that's what we're waiting for. We're just waiting for this breakout, this consolidation that we've been in for such a long time, to really try and, I guess, retest. I think what everyone's waiting for is the $1 mark. So we'll look at a couple of possible scenarios and where things might occur, how they might occur, and just in general what you can look for. There's a couple of channels, again, I'd like to sort of really say this is where I've been watching, and lots of information that's useful for price action, and again may explain it a bit more concise than I can. This one is called The Signs by Wicks Don't Lie. Lots of, well, it's 4.25 hours long. Lots of good information about trading psychology, about how candlesticks are made up, how to break them down, how to understand what price action is telling you. So that's definitely worth it. I know it's a long one, but if you break it down, it is good. Anil Mangal is another guy who does wave theory, so price obviously moves up and down into waves. Again, lots of information every week. There's just so much stuff. And you look at his videos and his price predictions on this, obviously more Forex, but a very good video. And then you've got Tier 1 Trading. The two guys, Akil Stokes and Jason Greystone, they both have their separate channels here. Again, lots of information. Akil does a podcast most weeks. I think it's called the Trading Coach Podcast. Really good. And Jason, again, he's got lots of great information, great videos about psychology and just trading in general. So again, more on the price action rather than the cryptocurrency side of things. But again, Jason's got a video on Bitcoin that was really good, and you can see what his thoughts on how things panned out a few months back. So price moves in waves. So when we're in momentum, price will come up. You typically get a pullback for a bit of liquidity, and then price will move out up again. When we're looking for breakouts, what are we looking for? Well, after any move up, what we're really looking for is the next sort of pullback for an area for it to test. So typically you'll hear in trading videos, look left because structure leaves clues. Structure can give an indication of where it may be previous support, previous resistance. So what you'd expect to see is something like this, where price pushes down, and you might, in an ideal world, think, well, wait for price to come to this sort of level, or even potentially this level if it pushes back deeper. But for the sake of the video, we'll just quickly go, price pushes back here. So this is potentially setting up for a trend continuation trade upwards. And if you were to then scale in on this, for example, on like the lower time frames, you'd be looking for something like this on the lower time frames to get involved. So if we just change this to blue, so you'd have a trend line sort of drawn in on, you know, your price, where your candlestick wicks are going, touching and hitting. And then what you're looking for is something along the lines of price to really make a positive break above your trend line. So price breaks out, but this is where people get caught out because they'll be going, oh, it's going up, so I'm gonna jump on and buy and get in. Again, this is more trading rather than investing side of things. With XRP, I mean, I think most people, you can use this to try and look for areas where you can add, because I think for most people, we're holding for quite some years. So, but if you're trading or day trading, these are things you can look at if you're looking for short-term returns. So price breaks out. You're then waiting for price to come back and retest this trend line from the opposite side. So we're waiting for price to come back again to really test this line. And what you're then waiting for when the price does come back is for the line, this line here, to test but not break below. And then it's at this point that you go, we can get involved. And that's when you would see price then take off and do what it's going to do. And that's in a, you know, this example's a bullish market, but you can see we've got momentum, so we're going up, slight pullback, we're going up, slight pullback, breakout to the upside. That's an ideal situation. Sometimes, you know, that doesn't happen. The price can retest the previous low, or even go lower, or it could be a reversal. You know, it's just an indication. So price could come down here, or you could see, depending on what news, could drop off the face of the earth, or it could be a shallower pullback, of course, and then go off, depending what your rules are for entering these sort of trades. You know, I think a lot of people that do trade Forex and other things like that will have a set of parameters that they will look at for, if this happens, then I will do this. So you hear a lot of if-then processes. So that quick example is just for, you know, when we're in momentum, either up or down, just do the opposite. When we're consolidating, like we've been at the moment, you might see things like this. So we've got this sort of range. So prices sort of come up, touched, up and down. Again, test this bottom. We've bounced back up. This is on purpose. So price then pushes down. So are we breaking out lower? But then retests, pushes a little bit lower, but then it just comes back again, pushes a bit higher, doesn't really have a retest to this level, pushes down, comes back up, and you know, you'd be waiting for two things. So if we're looking to the downside, for example, we'd wait for this price to really have a push. You know, you're looking for a positively clean, obvious break at this level here, and then similar to the other breakout, you're looking for a retest of this level here, and it's at that point that you would look at either entering long or short. And again, a lot of these things, it's about probabilities. It's not that we can use this, it's not an exact science. You can never be 100% accurate with this stuff. You can be very accurate with all the different factors, different indicators, different time frame analysis, but it's more when you've got the probability on your side, the likelihood is that you're going to be correct. Everyone's wrong. I'm wrong a lot of the times, but with the crypto markets, it's influenced a lot by news as well as just general price action. I mean, I just look only at the price action, and as you probably noticed, with all the news that comes out, the positive news, it doesn't really have an effect on the price in the manner that we would think. But again, I think that is simply due to the fact that they want to demonstrate a stable price for new companies that are trying to sign up. Now, for me, it's this big wick. There's just this big wick that we've really got, which is giving me, I just got a feeling that price is going to come back down to the 48 level, just because it's an area I'd be looking for, just because we've got all this information here, and this big wick. I mean, the wick itself, let's just quickly, because I don't want to make this video too long. But we're waiting for, you know, again, that's the 49. Even handle numbers are another thing to look at. A lot of typical Forex charts, Euro, USD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar. These key levels at these round numbers, half numbers, quarter numbers just seem to attract price. It's just one of those things that seems to occur within the market, which you can use to predict an area that might show a sign of a bounce or a break. Obviously, price on the daily candles pushing down, so if we do close below, which it does look likely, then it wouldn't surprise me if we did push a little bit lower. How can we look for areas to break out from, go to? Let's have a little look. So this is obviously the daily chart, and from a daily perspective, we draw a quick trend line in, which is just simply where prices come back up to, moved away, respects it, comes back, respects it. You know, it's showing that the trend's continuing in a direction. So we've got this sort of trend line here. So again, looking at the examples that I've gone over this evening, what I may expect to see is when we come down to this level, I'm waiting to see if two things happen. So are we going to do something like this, where price does push lower? So below these wicks here, if it pushes lower, there's every chance that price could push down, could come back up, test this level again, go back down. It could then retest, say, the level again, and then go up, or it could go further down. There's no rules to say it can't go lower than 49 cents. I know everyone hopes it doesn't, but there's nothing to say it couldn't. Or in an ideal world, price comes down, all the orders that no doubt people are waiting for this level, because, you know, all this information, this wick, it's just the only thing that's sticking out in my mind. Is why is that there? What happened there? I don't really know what caused that, because it's on maybe a 5 minute. It was such a quick spike when it happened. It was probably in a 5 minute candle, even a minute candle. but it happens so fast that it is a bit of a weird one. But ideal world, so price comes down, we test this level. We're waiting for a break above these highs here as well. So again, positive break, an intentional rise right above here, which also could line up with this 200 EMAs. And as I said in my other video, if we're above, it could be an indication that that's a change of sentiment and direction. And then we're waiting for price to then could do two things. It could push lower to retest the trend line, which I think a lot of people would. That would give you a higher pullback, better price, and then go on to test these highs, and either we could come back down, or ideal world, push up, come back, retest, and we'll be on our merry way. Or the other retest that we could see is if price pushes up, breaks these highs, comes back down to retest these highs, so a bit of a shallower pullback. So on fibs, you might be looking at sort of a 382 sort of level, then do this. But it'll be interesting to see. Again, there's not really been much else I can add, but I just thought I'd do a quick video on these sort of breakout patterns and things that you can look or wait and watch for to see what happens. Because again, if we look on the weekly, I mean, let's just delete all this crap. Again, look at this. What I've been talking about is this is a steep pullback. Look, price has gone all the way up. We've come up to here. We've pulled back down into previous, well, just above previous levels. We're coming there now. And then you could have what they call an equal measure move, where the market repeats its move up. Now, when you consolidate for a period of time, I said triangle yesterday, but it's actually a rectangle. I know it's a rectangle. But when you consolidate for a period of time, this is weekly, each candle's a week, so this is a long time. The longer you consolidate, the harder the breakout. I mean, look at what happened here. This whole price here, consolidation, and then boom, you know, it was 600, 700% gone. Again, this up here it could go higher. This is where it could go to the $5 mark that you hear a lot of people talking about. There's nothing to say it can't, it won't, but as long as you're looking at what could happen, what the probability of that happening is, you're going to be in a better position to understand and maybe not panic as much as some people may. But yeah, you know, the breakout I'm waiting for is something like this. Well, it'd be interesting to see what happens. You know, I mean, I'll show you what I mean. I found this idea that I looked at when I first got into XRP back in December. On TradingView, my name is Stink. If you want to follow, I don't really publish too much stuff publicly, just more private ideas, just from my own learning and improvement. But if I quickly go here, it's one of the first ideas before we even hit $1. So cryptocurrency. So it was, I believe, time to hit $1, December 16th, 2017. Again, what I was talking about, prices pushed up. We've pulled back 382 levels, so a bit of a shallower pullback. Oh, what's going on here? Doesn't like it when you try and change it before you play the video. So pushed up, got that trend line I was talking about, you know, prices respecting, coming up respecting, building a base here. And then, you know, look what happened. So we came along, we did try, but again, look, it come up to this level, push back down, respected, and then we went, you know, that's when the price, it just moved up and up and up. And it's, yeah, I mean, you know, look what happened. That's what happened. Went and went and went. But just from a simple breakout sort of strategy, price action, it will help you understand it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say this evening. If you like the video, thumbs up. Thank you to anyone the few people that have subscribed. I hope you appreciate the video, the information. If there's any questions or anything you want to add or discuss, please feel free to leave a comment. Share the video with people if you feel they might benefit from the waffle I'm going on about. Again, it's hard to find good information out there because everyone's got a hidden agenda, and all this is trying to do is show what I interpret on the chart and how I understand it, which may help you look at it in a different light rather than not knowing what's going on. So for now, I'll leave that. Obviously, we'll come back and see what happens in a week's time because, again, price is just moving slowly. But for now, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you next time. He says, if I can find this stop button. There we go.